So let's say you're looking to upgrade your hi-fi system. Perhaps you've owned your speakers for a couple of years, or maybe you only bought them a couple of months ago, and you're looking to take things to the next level. Well, in this video today, I'm going to give you 5 areas you can target instead of upgrading your speakers, which might actually give you a better value. Now, we're going to be starting off with the most affordable thing to do and working our way up to the most expensive. And the first thing I recommend doing is switching over to a UPNP control app. If you're not sure what this is, it's basically like a third-party player for, let's say, your music streaming service, so your Tidal and your Qobuz and that kind of thing. The two I recommend using are JPlay Femto and Audiophile. What I've generally found with these two players is that they give excellent sound quality, definitely a step up from your native Qobuz and Tidal apps, right? And I think this is due to the reduction of noise, going on in your system, right? So if you've got like, a fairly affordable streamer, that kind of does a decent job anyway. But if you've got quite a noisy computer, and which is, obviously not designed for sound quality, right? There's generally going to be a lot of noise, digital noise, if you like, not necessarily audible noise, but digital noise coming through your sound system, which does affect the overall sound quality. And what these apps intend to do is basically reduce that down and give you overall a more cleaner, image of the music. On to the second point in today's video, and that is to use an Ethernet connection over Wi-Fi when possible. Obviously, everybody is not going to be able to do this, but if you can, I would say it does make quite a big difference to the overall sound quality of your system. Generally, what you will notice is that more information comes through within the music. This is due to the fact that, when you use Wi-Fi, you're kind of limited by the amount of data which can come through. With a cable connection, though, there is no limitation. You can definitely get a great sounding Ethernet cable for under £100 on the market. You just need to do your research and know where to find one. Alright then, so on to the third point, and we're going to be talking about power cables and how they can make a big difference to your overall sound quality in your system. Now, I know there are people out there who argue that cables don't matter, and from my experience, I've just found this simply not to be the case. I will say this, like when it comes to power cables or any cable in your audio system, you kind of want to keep all the cables from the same brand. I think that's quite important because you kind of want to sort of zone in on the same sound as much as possible. You don't want all these different kind of personalities coming through to your system, right? You want to kind of keep things consistent across the board. So yeah, power cables, definitely prioritize them. In terms of the sound, what it actually does to it, definitely the bass goes deeper. That's the first thing you're going to notice when you get a decent quality power cable. The bass is going to go a lot deeper. Everything is just going to seem a lot more open and expressive. Like the sound stage will expand. Obviously more detail will come through as well. And if you're using a decent amp, you'll notice how much quieter the music actually is. So what I mean by this is, the loud parts of the music are loud and then the quiet parts are quiet. You're going to hear more subtle details coming through. It just makes the experience so much better. On to the fourth point in today's video, and I want to talk about upgrading the power supply of your internet router. Now, believe it or not, this does actually make quite a big difference to the overall sound of your system. If you're using streaming services, for example, the signal is reliant on the router. So you're going to want to make sure that this area of your system is fully optimized. And the power supply I'd actually recommend checking out is the iFi iPower X. This can be found on Amazon for under £100, and I think it's a great value for what it is. Even though it's a switching mode power supply, it's a very well implemented one. So be sure to check that out. In terms of what it does, bring to the table in terms of the sound, you're getting the same benefits as upgrading your power cable for your amplifier or your DAC. You're getting a cleaner background, deeper bass. Basically what I said in terms of power cables applies here as well. So yeah, check out the iFi iPower X. It is definitely one to be on your list. Moving on to the fifth and final point in today's video, and this is going to be the most expensive upgrade, so I thought I'd leave it till last, and that is upgrading your source. Now, I know I mentioned in my last video about, not investing loads of money into high-end network streamers, but perhaps you're somebody out there who's got a computer which, is not exactly doing your audio system any favors. I would definitely try and get that replaced as soon as possible, or maybe invest in like a budget network streamer. I don't think there's anything wrong in sort of paying less than maybe £500. I mean, obviously, budget is subjective, right? But, for most people out there, I'd imagine less than £500 is, I suppose, a manageable fee, right? I just don't necessarily recommend spending thousands of thousands on network streamers. You can check out my last video for the reasons for that. But yeah, look into, I would say, the Win Pro, which comes in at £150, and the iFi ZenStream, particularly the iFi ZenStream. I really did like that one when I tested it out. So yeah, the Win Pro and the iFi ZenStream, I will leave links below to everything I've mentioned in the video today. If you have enjoyed, be sure to drop a like on the video, and make sure you subscribe as well. Would really appreciate that. Let me know in the comments section down below as well what you think. But yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. Do take care and, enjoy listening to music on your hi-fi.